everybody. It's been a few days since I've done one of these because I've been kind of busy, but I had a minute. I had a day off, and it's raining and pretty, and had a few minutes where I wasn't doing anything, and so I thought I'd do a really quick video update of what I've been up to, and two very short little book reviews of two Alice Hoffman books that I love. So, where to catch up? So after 5 years of taking time off to be a mom, I have re-entered the workforce, and that has been really fun because I managed to pick up a job that I really enjoy, and was super happy about. It's something that I've kind of been wanting to work in for a really long time, and I got it, and so I'm really enjoying my work, and I feel very fulfilled by this work. I feel like it's a meeting of my talents and world needs, so it feels more like a calling versus just like a jobby job. And also, I had always thought that taking 5 years off to stay home with my kid and, you know, take him to programs and read to him every night was just something that was only going to be useful for my family, but it turns out it was useful for my career as well. So I'm happy about that. My little boy, Alex, has started school, and I think he's really liking it. Some days are better than others. So having stayed home with just me for 5 years, with, you know, the most like social time that he gets with others has been like going on these little excursions that we do or hanging out with his cousins. Being with a whole bunch of other little kids all day is a little bit challenging for him, but I know he can rise to the occasion. So that's what I've been up to. So I'm just getting used to Alex being away from me all day, which was really hard that first week where I wasn't working. I was just like sitting at home missing him. But now that I'm working, it's good. So I feel like he's learning and I'm learning, and it's all good. I do find often in my work, though, that I'm missing him all the time because we'll be doing something really cool, and I'll think, oh, he would so love this, but hopefully he's getting all of those needs and fulfillment things met at school, and getting the socializing that he could not get with just me. So that's been good, and I've still been reading, and I'm going to do a couple of really quick book reviews, and I mean really quick, because I have a tendency to, like, get really deep in the book, but I just kind of wanted to do some really quick ones today. So the two that I'm going to do are two books by Alice Hoffman. The first one is The Rules of Magic. This one is sort of the prequel to Practical Magic. So if you've read Practical Magic or you've even seen the movie, you'll probably really enjoy this, but it's a great book all by itself. So again, following the Owens family, which is a long, deeply entrenched family of witches going all the way back to the Salem things. And this one is about the aunts. So if you've read Practical Magic, you know that Sally and Jillian go to live with their aunts, which are Jet and... now I'm forgetting her first name. How silly of me. Because she's my favorite one. Franny. Frances. Yes, that's one. See, I looked in and it started talking about Susanna Owens, and really it's about Franny and Jet. Susanna is Franny and Jet's mother. So this follows the adventures, or misadventures I should say, of Franny and Jet as they're growing up, and, you know, dealing with the fact that they're bloodline witches, and dealing with the Owens curse. So, like, if you've not read either one of these books, I don't want to give too much away, but if you have read Practical Magic or seen the movie, you know about this curse. So they have their own, like, challenges to deal with that. But the surprising thing about this book to me was that Alice Hoffman decided to throw in a brother. So that was like an unseen little extra she tossed in there, because I thought it was just going to be about the two aunts. And you come to find out that they actually had a little brother named Vincent, which at first I was like, why is she throwing this like male witch character into this family of female witches that I've come to know and love? And I wasn't really sure if I was going to like him. But just as the character is in the book, he's ultra charming, and I came to love him. He actually became like one of my absolute favorite characters in the book. So the fact that he's in there just added more and more things to love about it. Beautifully written, like all of her books. So if you want to read the prequel to Practical Magic, this is The Rules of Magic. And I've heard that HBO picked this up, and they're going to do it as a miniseries adaptation to film. So that should be interesting because I really, really enjoyed this book. I kept thinking the whole time I just reread it again, who are they going to pick to play Vincent? Because he's such an interesting character. And then I started fantasizing about actors who could play that part. So we'll see who they pick who they cast to play him, and also Franny and Jet. So I'm really excited about that as well. So this is a good one. I was going to also read and review Practical Magic, which this book is the prequel to, but in all of this moving and boxing, I seem to have misplaced my copy of Practical Magic, and I don't usually like to review books without having read them very recently, because even though I've read that book a whole lot, I just find every time you reread a book, you discover something new, and then when it's fresh on your mind, you have better things to say about it. So when I find that and locate it, I know it's got to be somewhere in the house, I will also review that one for you, because I really highly recommend the book. I loved the book, and I loved the movie too, but you should never judge a book by its movie. Because even though I loved the movie Practical Magic, it just kind of went off in its own little like crazy Hollywood thing and didn't follow as closely to the book as I would have liked it to. And so yeah, read the book. It's better, even though the movie is good. And then the other one I wanted to review by Alice Hoffman today is Incantation. And this also has to deal with witchcraft, but in this, it's more knowledge than craft, which in the time period that it's placed in is seen as witchcraft. So much of the witch hunts were really just the predominant controlling social factor of the times, telling people what they can and cannot read or do or think or practice or, you know, etc., etc. So as we're approaching Banned Books Week 2, reading Incantation is really interesting because the book starts off with them burning books, and that it's always like, oh no, don't do it, you know, so it like got me like right away. It's a really good book. This one is actually one of her young adult novels, but it's good young adult fiction. So like it's kind of a nice little segue between a young juvenile reader and adult. So this is like a really good graduation point kind of book for young readers to start to like move into material that is more adult fiction. And I think adults can appreciate this as well. It's a shorter book, so if you want a quick read, it's a really good one. In fact, the first time I picked this up, I think I read the whole thing in a day because it was so good. So let me read you the little blurb on the back. Estrella de Madrigal thought she knew herself, daughter, granddaughter, dearest friend. But truth is rare in this cruel and unforgiving century in Spain, when Jews who refused conversion to Christianity risked everything: love, life, family, faith. Then a startling discovery shakes Estrella's world to the core. Emerging from a cocoon of secrets, new love burns brightly, but betrayal unleashes a monstrous evil upon her. Estrella must find the strength, despite grave consequences, to become the person she is destined to be. Remember the story she is about to tell you, and it is really good. So even though it's young adult and it's short, it's a really, really good read. So I highly recommend Incantation by Alice Hoffman as well. This would be a really good one to adapt to film too. And I like to read out of the books, so even though I said I was going to do this really quickly, I'm just going to read you a little tiny bit of the very first chapter called Ashes. And it starts off, if every life is a river, then it's little wonder that we do not even notice the changes that occur until we are far out in the darkest sea. One day you look around and nothing is familiar, not even your own face. My name once meant daughter, granddaughter, friend, sister, beloved. Now those words mean only what their letters spell out. Star in the night sky, truth in the darkness. I have crossed over to a place where I never thought I'd be. I am someone I would have never imagined, a secret, a dream. I am this, body and soul. Burn me, drown me, tell me lies. I will still be who I am. And then it gets into the story. So they are a family who lives in Spain. It never really specifies exactly what century they are in, but it's you read it and you know that it's in the past. So it's somewhere between 1233 and 1481. And this is like kind of the height of the Inquisition period. So this story about this young girl trying to preserve her family's secret knowledge is really, really compelling. So this is a good one. Recommend it. And I will be doing some more book reviews when I get the time. And I thought I'd just drop in and say hello because I didn't want you to think that I've dropped off the face of the earth or anything. I've just been busy. And I hope everyone out there is having a good, wonderful, beautiful, rainy day. And I hope that things are working well for you. I hope that we're all joining together to bring things into the world that we want. And bringing in more of the wanted things and less of the unwanted things. And yeah, I just hope everyone is doing well. So I'm gonna go now because I'm gonna go have a little date with my husband. And I will be in contact with you all via video vlogging again soon. Bye-bye for now.